All right. So how are you? What are you guys planning? I like starting out with. You're gonna start out with the NXT because I don't know shit about it. So
Yeah, we can start off with NXT.
I don't know
So
enough about it.
we're,
So
start,
yeah.
we're starting off with Scarlett said she wants to start off with Johnny Gargano and Grayson Waller. So what do we think? Who do you think's gonna win that match? What are our
I'm
picks?
I'm saying Grayson Waller because he needs a huge push. He is a great person. He is great on promo. The fact that he's on the whole, I'm not gonna say stone cold vibe based off of like how he is, but like on the scale of going against your boss, then yes, I agree that that's like a stone cold type of vibe. But everything else, I'm seeing great potential, and remembering what Stone Cold did during the Attitude Era, where he was going against his boss, and that's what kind of made his career go up, 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 up so quickly. I believe that doing that with Shawn Michaels recently has been a really, really interesting gimmick and an interesting thing to see. And I really, really hope that Grayson Waller wins. I know that Johnny Gargano is the king of NXT and he's always been bleeding black and gold, but I think this is a time where Grayson Waller is going to be able to get pushed by Johnny Gargano, knowing that Johnny Gargano is so popular in NXT, and for him to win over Gargano would mean a lot for his NXT career and possibly soon to be main roster.
Okay. Phil, what do you think?
I can really see either of them winning, but I guess for me to really like pick out somebody I want to choose, I guess I'm gonna have to talk this out first because I see both sides of the coin. So for Grayson, yeah, a lot of stuff that Star said is true. Like Grayson Waller is really building himself up right now, being one of the honestly, one of the best up and coming breakout stars of NXT right now. Like, I don't know if that's influenced by him just being Aussie, because if you are Aussie, you are absolutely non-PC whatsoever. They'll speak their mind no matter what the heck it is, and it's I don't know. I just love that how Grayson Waller, the way he is, how he goes against the grain. He's a supposed person of the people with the Grace Waller effect, and a lot of that. I can see why he should get the push to win. However, you look at we go to Johnny Gargano's side, and we have a little bit more long-term, more of a long-term storyline with knowing that Grayson Waller was the guy that ruined the end of Johnny Gargano's time in NXT. Knowing that when he made the speech, boom, whacked with the chair, sent through the announce table, he's gone. He comes back on Raw, he spent all this time, and then now we just bring it back again. Of course, doing the stuff that got him in trouble with Shawn Michaels, that leads us now having Johnny be his opponent, and having these past few events happen. Obviously, that being Grayson trying to pay a little visit to the Gargano residence, where Johnny, and of course, Johnny, he won't stand for it. I feel like it would make more sense if, to me, it makes a lot more sense that Johnny would win. Just seeing how the long-term booking could wrap itself up, finally end at Stand and Deliver. But I also would not be mad if Grayson Waller won, as again, he is a up and coming superstar that is going to make waves.
Okay.
Slightly more towards Gargano.
Right. Okay. So you say Gargano. Okay. So combining, or I guess going based off of what both of you have said so far. First of all, I just gotta say, like, I like the way they've played this out. They've done a great job with long-term storytelling, which is what I'm a big fan of. So I like the fact that they brought back Johnny, and he's obviously still the the heart and soul of NXT. That was where he became really, really popular. So for me, I would say this match is going to be probably one of the best matches on the card, obviously, because we already know what Johnny Gargano can do. And Grayson Waller, I think, is still coming up as one of the biggest heels right now on NXT. So for him, I don't know if it necessarily hurts his character if he loses this match. I feel like it kind of does, just because I feel like he needs a win, especially after losing the NXT Championship match against Braun Breaker. So I would say he kind of needs a win here. But for Johnny Gargano, I don't think it matters, because he's not in NXT, so he's already on the main roster. So I don't think it really hurts him at all. So I would think Grayson Waller needs to win here a little more. So for me, I'm going with Grayson Waller. Another match on the card, we can talk about the NXT Women's Championship match, the ladder match. We got Gigi Dolan in there. We got Tiffany Stratton in there. Who else we got in that match? We got Zoe Stark in that match, I believe, as well. So yeah, and I think there's still a mystery opponent that's supposed to be added to that match. Now there's a whole storyline going on with that's involved with that. They had the match between Meiko Satomura, one of my favorite women's wrestlers in WWE right now, and of course the current NXT Women's Champion Roxanne Perez, and they're playing out this whole angle where she was like hurt or whatever. She was stretchered out, and this whole ladder match was made because apparently they were said to have to move on because of her injuries or whatever that she sustained in that match. But I don't know what they're going to do with that. I don't know if they're stripping her of the title or what. I hope that's not the case. But I don't know. Let's see. We'll see though. We'll see what everybody thinks. I'm gonna go with Phil this time. We'll go with Phil first. See what Phil thinks. What do you think about this match? What do you think? What do you got? What do you got winning this match?
And concerning the NXT Women's Championship ladder match.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, as NXT is going on at this moment, I just saw the new segment. Roxanne Perez has been added to the last minute triple threat match, which is now a fatal 4-way. So now we have Roxanne Perez, Ivy Nile, Indy Hartwell, and Sol Ruca. This, the understanding from what I got from the segment that was just on, apparently, I guess they're saying the reason Roxanne actually passed out was apparently due to some condition. I did not hear anything about what it was specifically.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, basically she's putting it out as she just got completely tired out. And she's pushing for the chance. She was pushing Sean for the chance to actually, be in the match so that she can rightfully defend the title at Stand and Deliver. Sean's already given her the permission, even though he's been reluctant about it. Honestly, to me, I guess I kind of do like that good baby face, that good story of the baby face, that one baby face overcoming the odds and such. So obviously that would then mean we would have Zoe Stark, Gigi Dolan, Tiffany Stratton, Lyra Valkyria, and then whoever wins tonight. I would like to see Roxanne win because I want to see her in the match. I really want to see her see if she can actually defend the title at Stand and Deliver, which with it being, of course, adding another woman other than what's in the match right now, the match tonight. But I think Roxanne is gonna do pretty well as far as advancing to Stand and Deliver. But when it comes to the winner of the ladder match, for me, it's a toss up between Zoe Stark and Gigi Dolan. Gigi Dolan, I think, is really the main favorite to win. However, I still think Zoe Stark is one that she's been a favorite that's been for the NXT title, for the women's title, up and coming for a while now. I honestly think she could possibly win it.
Okay, Scarlett.
Believe wholeheartedly that it should be Zoe Starks. No question about it. Based off the fact that Gigi Dolan is still in a storyline, so adding her to a ladder match where she wins and it has really nothing to do with like her storyline with JC Jane. It just doesn't make sense storyline wise, in my opinion. And I feel like in some sort of way, since I don't believe that there is disqualifications in a ladder match, I believe that that there will be some interference by JC Jane to make sure she doesn't win that ladder match. But Zoe Starks impressed me at the Rumble. So I want to say Zoe Starks based off the fact that she impressed me at the Rumble, which means that she is main event worthy. Because that's what they usually do. They send the NXT superstars that are closer to the main roster stage to the Rumble. They did it with Rhea Ripley, and they did it with some others. I just remember Rhea Ripley because Rhea Ripley is my girl. Zoe Starks has way main event material, and I think that she is the one to deserve this ladder match win 100%. Tiffany Stratton is just the Paris Hilton Barbie, as Phil likes to put it. She's just a pretty face. I don't see much talent there, I guess you could say. But I think this is a deserving win for Zoe Starks, and if Zoe Starks doesn't win, I will be severely and utterly disappointed. By the way, 2 people have redeemed hydrates for us.
Okay. So you're saying Zoe Stark. Phil, you're going with you're going with Gigi, right?
I feel like it's a toss up between Gigi and Zoe, but I kind of lean more towards Zoe Stark.
Okay.
So I'm Zoe.
Okay. So I like everything that you guys have said. So I'm not crazy. I wasn't crazy about Zoe Stark originally. I think her promo skills they're not all that really. I think she has some work still to do in that department. I think she's amazing in the ring though. I think she's a great talent. She's really impressed me. So I wouldn't mind to see Zoe Stark win this match. Maybe it's too soon. I'm not sure. I know she's still kind of involved in a storyline with Nikita, but Nikita hurt, unfortunately. So I kind of would like to see that play out when Nikita gets healthy. I definitely like Roxanne Perez as the current women's champion right now. So I think it's too soon for her to drop a championship. We still need to see Roxanne Perez versus Cora Jade. I think that to me is the money feud. So I'm kind of surprised that we didn't get a one-on-one match between Cora Jade and Roxanne Perez at this particular premium live event, but it is what it is. So I still want to see Perez versus Cora Jade for the women's championship. Gigi Dolan, I think it's too soon. Even though that's my girl, I think it's too soon for her as well. She's still kind of, as Scarlett was saying, she's still in a feud right now with Lacey Jane, and yeah, I would like to see more development in that match, in that feud or whatever. I don't think the match that they had, especially given the fantastic, absolutely phenomenal promo that Gigi Dolan gave going into the feud. I don't think that the one match they had lived up to the hype that Gigi Dolan had played up to it. So we definitely need to see another match between them two, and hopefully it's a lot better than the match that we got. So yeah, I don't think she's ready for that yet, and I'm definitely wanting to see more development on a character front for her now that she's on her own. Basically, now that the training wheels are off and she's on her own without Toxic Attraction by her side. So I definitely want to see more character development and a better in-ring presence, if you will, for her. So yeah, it's time for her to really evolve. Then Tiffany Stratton. Now a lot of people don't like Tiffany Stratton. I get it. Her character can be annoying. Because I know, like, originally she was kind of like the like the billionaire daddy's girl, Beverly Hills kind of. Her gimmick has kind of like been toned down a bit. I feel like because originally it was amped up to like 1,000, so it's kind of been toned down a little bit. But I like her. I like just her in ring aspect, honestly, because for somebody who hasn't she's been only wrestling for like a year or something like that now, so she's still like basically in her rookie years of being a professional wrestler. So from that, short time in the ring, she's done amazing things. I think her moonsault finisher, it's like picture perfect. It's probably one of the best moonsault finishers I've seen in a long time. So yeah, it's great. It feels like she's taking it serious. She's you can tell that she's putting in the work to get better and better. So I appreciate that, no matter who it is. But I definitely think it's too soon for her as well. The only two in this match that I don't have really much to say about is Lyra Vicuria and Indy Hartwell.
Yeah,
Not too crazy about either one of them, really. They just don't seem to really have a whole lot going for them right now. So again, I think they have some ways away before they win championships in NXT. So for me, I would just want to see Roxanne Perez retain her championship. Based off of the storyline, wherever that was supposed to go, with her being quote unquote injured and then coming back. I'm not sure where they were trying to go with that, but I would just like to see her retain her championship. Her reign, for me, it feels like it's just getting started. So I think it's too soon for her to drop a championship. But moving on now that I have the card pulled up, and now I know where I'm going now. Let's go with a fatal 5-way match for the NXT North America Championship. We got Wesley, the current champion, Dragon Lee, a debuting Dragon Lee, JD McDonough, Ilya Dragunov, and Axiom. So who do we got winning the Fatal 5-way match? I'm going to go with Scarlett.
I'm going to have to go with Dragon Lee. This is going to be a hot take for me. I know that Axiom has shown a lot of talent. I know that Axiom has shown a lot of pure skill. And the little bit of NXT that I have watched while being an NXT fan, I've watched only a little bit. But I've seen a lot of talent from Axiom. I've seen a lot of talent from everybody on the roster for the Fatal 5-Way. But I feel like having a win during a debut from Dragon Lee will 100% boost his NXT and WWE career in general. Knowing how whenever people were like, hey, he's making his debut, I did a little bit of research and a little bit of background, and I watched what I've seen, and I see a future, not even gonna lie, I see a future US champion in the main roster coming out of him. He is wonderful and amazing, and he has great potential, and I cannot wait to see more coming out of him. So I believe that for his career and him debuting, that him winning would be the best decision.
Okay. Phil?
Okay. Looking at this, I too want to automatically go and say Dragon Lee, but and for those who I guess may not be so familiar with Dragon Lee, I mean, Dragon Lee is actually the brother of Rush El Toro Blanco from AEW. He's also been seen on other promotions such as Ring of Honor, AEW, and where he was most recent, where he was signed from, AAA. I am a very big fan of Dragon Lee. I'm also a very big fan of Rouge. The fact that they're actually brothers is absolutely crazy. Is just kind of just mind-boggling to me. But I digress on that area. It would be awesome to see Dragon Lee win the North American title in his debut match. But as much as I would like to see him, at the same time, I still feel like if you're gonna I feel like DragonLee may be a possible future North American champion. I just don't think right now is his time. If I was to go with a solid pick to become the next North American champion, part of me right now wants to go with I don't know. I'm not quite sure how long Wesley. I think Wesley won the title, I believe, at Halloween Havoc, if I'm not mistaken. Which means he's held it now November, December, January, February. Basically, just about 5. He'll be holding the title for about 5 months, which is a very solid title reign. But if there is somebody that would be taking the title away, I think I might just go with Axiom. Because again, he's very solid. He's been a very solid competitor, whether you saw him in NXT UK as a kid or if you saw him as Axiom currently. He's shown that he has an insane he has amazing high flyer skills, very technical, and the kicks are just deadly from him. From being he was a former Heritage Cup winner and very, very, very talented in ring. I think this is Axiom's moment. This is his defining moment to finally make his place in NXT.
Okay. Pretty solid picks. Yeah, I would have to agree with Phil on this one. Because like I said, I definitely like Axiom. I think Axiom has a big future right now in WWE. And I have not seen a bad match from Axiom. Axiom is just amazing right now. So, and even tonight he put on an absolute banger right in that Battle Royal that he was in. So yeah, like I said, the guy he goes at everything he does full force. So I definitely would love to see him be the next NXT North American champion. Mike, I know you don't watch NXT, but I'm sorry because when you said you didn't know much about NXT, but I was just like, gotta include you in this as well. So, any thoughts?
I mean,
Anything we talked about so far?
Oh man, God, man, all I can say is about Grayson Waller. I think he's going to be called up soon.
Okay,
he's got more potential than most. I mean, I watch it here and there, and I think the only person that really stands out the most to me is Grayson Waller.
Okay.
So, I mean, like, to me, he reminds me kind of like a young Randy Orton,
Wow.
in a way. Yeah.
Okay. I like that.
That's all I have, man. I thought you were doing something else. I didn't know we were doing NXT. If I knew that,
you're good.
I wouldn't have.
Little bit of confusion with this particular show, but you're good though. So next, I think this match just got made recently. I think, maybe not. I don't know. Anyways, the next on the card to talk about is the current NXT Tag Team Champions defending their titles in a triple threat tag team match. We got Gallus versus the Creed Brothers versus the D'Angelo family. So who are we taking on this one? D'Angelo family is, of course, Tony D'Angelo and Channing Stacks Lorenzo, in case you guys didn't know that.
Mhm.
So yeah, who we got on this one? I'm gonna go with Phil.
All right. Well, obviously, if people are catching up with NXT right now as we're speaking, there is a possibility tonight that if Brooks and Jensen get a win tonight, they will be added to this tag team match, which could potentially make this a fatal 4-way. Whether it's a triple threat or a fatal 4-way, I honestly think that Gallus, I'm with the Gallus boys. I'm Gallus boys on top. These guys literally just got the titles. They literally just got these, and I think that proving, I think they are going to prove why they were the longest reigning tag team in NXT UK. They have been the longest reigning tag team in NXT UK for a reason. Like Joe Coffey, Nick Coffey, Joe Coffey, Mark Coffey, and Wolfgang. These guys are no joke. They're absolute beasts they are absolute beasts when it comes to their in ring work, and seeing them transfer from there to NXT US. I think that they are planning to keep that same momentum that they had from NXT UK and make themselves a well-known name in the NXT tag team division. The Creed brothers are the Creed brothers, I think, are one of the best tag teams in NXT at this point. I just don't think they're going to win this match. And as far as the other team, I forget who the other team was. Shoot. Oh yeah, the D'Angelo family. My bad. D'Angelo family. They're great too. They've had a bit of momentum, specifically Tony D'Angelo after defeating Dijak. I just don't think this is going to be their moment. They're the only outliers in this that I don't really see actually winning. So for me, I'm saying Gallus boys on top.
Okay. Phil says Gallus. Scarlett?
I'm gonna have to go with the D'Angelo family. I'm not even gonna lie. They have shown a lot of talent. They have shown that they're worth being a tag team in the division. They have shown a lot of strength, a lot of capability, and definitely a lot of durability. And there's nothing that I can say other than I'm going for the D'Angelos. But if the D'Angelos don't win, then I'm going to have to agree with everything that Phil said.
Okay, fair enough. I'm not really crazy about. For me, at NXT Vengeance Day, I feel like for Gallus to win this match kind of was a head scratcher because I just didn't see I didn't see the NXT tag team titles changing hands that particular day. Well, I did, but who won? I didn't expect that. I honestly expected it to be pretty deadly to win that match. So yeah, I was kind of surprised they went with Gallus. Now I want to say that I think they went with Gallus for probably only one particular reason that I could think of, and that's just to kind of mix it up because they pretty much have been pushing pretty deadly, pretty hard since they've come to NXT. So I would think they're trying to mix it up. They're trying to keep you guessing because I honestly thought Pretty Deadly was going to be the ones to win that match at NXT Vengeance Day. So for Gallus to win that match, I think they're just doing it just to mix it up. So for right now, I kind of feel like Gallus they're probably placeholders for who I don't know, but I think they're placeholders for another tag team. So for me, logically, I see them retaining. So it's really hard to predict who I'm thinking who's gonna win. Like logically, I see Gallus retaining, but like my heart is telling me I want the Creed brothers to win. I love the Creed brothers. That's my favorite tag team right now in NXT. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Gallus just because I don't. Yeah, I don't see them dropping the titles. I really don't. I think it'll be a little longer before they do eventually drop the titles to whoever they decide to put the championships on next. Getting towards the end of the card here, we got 2 matches left. So we can move on to the Chase, the 8-person tag, 8-person mixed tag team match. That's really hard to say. We have and the stipulation is whoever wins this match will gain control of Chase University. So we have Chase University, obviously, Andre Chase, Duke Hudson, and Thea Hale versus, and Tyler Bate versus Joe Gacy, Jagger Reed, Rip Foley, and Ava Rain. So they are fighting Schism. So I'm gonna go with Scarlett. Who we got? Chase University or Schism to win this match?
Honestly, I think Chase University is 100% too cringy. So I'm going with a Schism. I mean, first of all, gotta give props to The Rock's daughter, my guy. I mean, she's trying. She really is trying. She's a little cringy right now, but she has potential. There's no denying that that's The Rock's kid because it literally looks like The Rock put a wig on and decided to go join NXT. Literally, and The Rock lost weight, put a wig on, and said, "Hey, I'm Eva. I'm Ava." But
Okay.
I believe there is immense talent. In Schism, I believe that I love the gimmick that they have going on, and just to see Chase University go down based off of how immensely cringy I find them would be a wonderful thing to see. It would be a sight that I would just look at and just replay and replay and replay over and over again, because ever since I've seen Chase University, the only thing good about Chase University is literally the woman. That's literally the only thing good about them, in my opinion. I don't necessarily really like them at all.
Fair.
I feel like they're getting up to the cringy level,
right,
of freaking what Pretty Deadly. Literally, the blonde guy literally looks like he could be Dolph Ziggler's sister, and I did mean sister.
wow. To include Mike in this a little bit, Mike, I know me and you have had a conversation about Ava Rain. You know, that's The Rock's daughter. A lot of people had a big issue with her going to NXT instead of being put on the main roster, and some people wanted her to be put. I guess wanted her to be put in the bloodline or whatever. So how you feel about that though? Do you think that it was a better decision to put her on NXT, or should she have just gone to the main roster when she's on?
For those people that were complaining about Ava Rain not being in the the main roster, are the same people complaining about Dominic Mysterio being on the main roster. Like, they keep saying that he needs to go back to NXT. Okay. So, I mean, all in all, I think that where she's at right now, she's good. That's where she wants to be. If she wanted to be part of the bloodline, she would have been part of the bloodline. I mean, would I have rather see her that way? Yeah, I would have been nice to sit, have that whole family together. But where she wants to be is where she wants to be. So, I mean, she wants to develop her own character. So let her, and especially with those calling like her name, what was it, the Pebble, and crap like that. I just, yeah, it's the stupidest damn thing in the world. So, I mean, all in all, yeah, everybody has their own opinions, but you also got really stupid opinions too. So,
and you've got to think that it was also her decision, 100%, because I've read articles so much that
That's what I just said.
She,
That's where she wanted to be.
yeah, I'm just
Oh.
backfiring to what you said.
Oh,
It was her decision based off the fact she wanted to learn the business instead of just go in there with her privilege of being a part of the legacy. Just
I
like
wouldn't
Charlotte.
I wouldn't technically say it was her privilege. It's she wanted to make a name on her own, not The Rock's daughter. She wants to be Ava Rain. That's where she
Right.
wants to be. That's who she wants to be known as. She doesn't want to be, Charlotte Flair. She doesn't want to be. She wants to be Ava Rain.
Yeah, and I understand that. And the reason why she took Rain out of her name was because of Roman.
Hmm.
Oh,
Yeah,
she did. So it's just Ava now.
Yeah, it's just Eva.
Oh,
Yeah, like I said, I don't watch
look.
I hear things, but I had different things, that have call up because you still got a lot of people in the developmental right now that want to, you got the developmental, then you go up to NXT, which is still developmental, but it's like a higher class of it. So you got people waiting to join NXT, so you can do some call ups, but
Right.
like that's why I said Grayson Waller would be one of them. I mean, you have Raw after Mania, which you're probably going to see at least one or two call-ups.
Right. But yeah, Phil, what do you think about this match? Who you got? Chase University or Schism?
Honestly, I have Schism winning this. Basically, it's not, and it's not because of the whole Ava Raid situation. I think it's been interesting seeing how things have unfolded. I at first had no idea why Schism was messing with Chase University in the first place. I don't think. I just feel like with this match in particular, a lot of people are going to be that invested. But I have been invested in this because I'm just interested because of one person. That one person that will cost Chase University this match. Duke Hudson.
There it is.
Hudson has been showing his true colors, and it seems like at Stand and Deliver, he will betray his fellow compatriots and allow Schism to take over the university. It has been seen for weeks now. He seems completely disinterested. It's showing that he has no passion whatsoever for the university. He was there just to be there at first. He was there to actually, I guess, be supportive, but now it's starting to show something a lot different. And I'm saying Duke will turn on Chase U, and Schism will rule.
Okay, that's fair. Hey, like I said,
Imagine Chase University versus Alpha Academy.
Oh, thank you.
Which school is better, bro?
Oh man, that would be something.
Cam is frozen.
I don't know. If it was honestly Chad Gable and Otis, I don't know if it would be, I don't know, Tyler Bate and Andre Chase. I'm guessing it might just be Tyler Bate and Andre Chase. I still feel like Alpha Academy would win, but it would be funny though. It would be a funny match to watch.
Absolutely. Yeah, like I said, Phil pretty much took the words right out of my mouth. Like I said, definitely see Duke Hudson turning on Chase University and costing them this match. Not really much else to add to this match. I think Schism kind of needs the win though, really, because they haven't really been showcased a whole lot on NXT last month or so. So I think they need this just to have to gain a little bit more. I don't know, just to establish themselves as the dominant force in NXT right now. So they haven't really been showing a whole lot. But now we have reached the end of the card. We have reached the main event. Braun Breaker, the current NXT champion, versus Carmelo Hayes, with, of course, his boy Trick Williams for the NXT Championship. Who do we got going with Scarlett? Braun Breaker or Carmelo Hayes?
I would just like to say I am a very, very huge fan of Carmelo Hayes, so I'm gonna go with Carmelo. I see immense talent from him. I see immense good promos from him. It was whenever it was the pay-per-view before this, it was Grayson Waller versus Braun Breaker, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
To me, that feud didn't really make sense in my opinion, because their chemistry didn't align well, in my opinion. But the chemistry before, like, with Carmelo Hayes and Braun Breaker is unmatched to anything in NXT other than Gigi Dolan and JC Jane right now, in my opinion. In my humble opinion, that's what I believe. Carmelo Hayes knows what he wants. Braun Breaker knows what he wants to retain, and they have a respect level, but not enough to where they know for a fact that it's one man for himself. They know that it's either you or I are winning, or no one's winning at all. And I love what Carmelo is doing. Braun Breaker isn't the best champion right now, because I don't see him doing the best with that championship. And I know for a fact that Carmelo Hayes can do so much with that championship. He has huge potential with that belt around his waist. He has potential to start a huge storyline with any one of his choosing. Hell, it could even be Dragon Lee for God knows what. He could start a feud with anybody, and it would be an absolute banger based off of how good of a promo person he is, and also how much of a power and drive he has for NXT, and how he presents himself, and how good he is in the ring, and how just his durability and tenacious quality as a wrestler is severely impressive. And if he does not win, I would want him to be the number one person I would pick for a call up to the main roster, because he deserves that big break. He deserves his name to be told. So if I was to choose the call up to the next roster, it would be Carmelo Hayes, Indy Hartwell, and JC Jane. That would be my three call.
How long has he been with NXT now?
For Braun Breaker?
Who is she just talking about? Carmelo
Carmelo.
Hayes, right? How long is he? Who's been there longer? Braun Breaker or him?
Braun Breaker and Carmelo Hayes, funny enough, they entered into the Performance Center at the same time. Same class.
Okay, but who's been on NXT? So they've been in NXT about the same amount of time, correct?
A little bit. I mean, I would say Hayes has sort of been on the scene a bit longer than Braun.
Okay. So I would say is, in my opinion, if Braun drops the title, you're going to see him called up within the next week or so.
I could see him being called up as early as the Raw after Mania.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you got people that have been there for how long? It's time to call their people up. It's time to move these guys, because there's going to be a lot of people leaving pretty soon, and you need to fill that main roster because it's kind of a joke right now.
Right.
I mean, I know Indy Hartwell deserves it, but I feel like whoever loses this main event, regardless if it's Braun Breaker or Carmelo, whoever loses needs to go up to the main roster. And I hope that Carmelo wins, but if he loses, I want to see him in the main roster.
Okay. Phil?
So throughout the time that Braun Breaker has been on NXT, he has been nothing short of that of being an absolute dominance. He has shown that I mean, him being a 2-time NXT champion, only losing that one time to Dolph Ziggler, which was a total surprise. He's shown that he is the guy, he is the guy to beat right now. Again, crazy amount of power. Amazing, agility that goes along with that powerful frame. I honestly think that, like I said, I could see him coming up to. I honestly see him coming up as early as the Raw after Mania, and possibly going as far as being whoever wins the United States title, whoever gets the United States title at Mania, and has an open challenge. If Braun were to answer that challenge and become new United States champion, it would be absolutely amazing. That's something I've kind of looked at. But now, looking at Carmelo has so much to put to his name. He was the breakout tournament winner. He was on the winning team at the most recent, at the last NXT War Games. He is the unified NXT North American champion when they merged the North American title with the Cruiserweight title. He is straight up North American champion, 2-time. There was one more thing I think I don't know if there was something I forgot about him, but that alone, like, those stats alone prove Carmelo is him. There is no other person there like Carmelo. And as he said recently, heavy is the head that wears the crown. Give me that effing crown. He has everything that you need to be an absolute megastar. Mm-hmm. To deny Carmelo Hayes this win would be to take everything he's worked for and 3-pointing it into the trash bin. Right now, this is his moment to take what is rightfully his, have a lengthy run, and prove why he is the man. There's nothing about him that says he's not going to win. Everything he's done is absolutely dominant, because we all know Melo don't miss. That's all it's been, and that's all it's gonna be.
So, question: has Grayson Waller ever won the NXT Championship?
No.
Nope.
Grayson Waller's last chance of having that shot was at Vengeance Day against Braun Breaker in a steel cage match. He didn't win. Okay. As soon as he lost, though, Carmelo came out, and he and Braun saw each other, and at that moment we knew it was time. It's time for the match to define everything.
Well, that's kind of a bummer, because then, like I said, I'm not a big fan of it, but I mean, he's got some charisma, and it would be good to have that under his belt. No pun intended, but
absolutely.
To have that, hey, I'm a former NXT champion, but at the same time, Dolph Ziggler went there and won it, so I'm sure he can always go back and win it. So,
yeah.
But yeah.
Not much more to add to what Phil said. It obviously needs to be Carmelo Hayes. The fact that he hasn't won the championship yet is kind of surprising. But he has all the tools to be a great champion. I think Braun Breaker has done pretty much everything there is to do with that championship. He's dominated. He's beaten everybody there is to beat pretty much. So I think they'll have a great match. But yeah, it's definitely time for Bron Breakker to do something else. So yeah, it's not really much else to be said. Needs to be said. I think this will be a great event. And yeah, I think that's about it. We covered everything on the card. So I think we're going to wrap it up for tonight. WrestleMania week and NXT Stand and Deliver week as well. Phil, where can we find you?
You can find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, Twitch, and Clapper under the name that you see down here, Phil.Future. That's all it is.
Scarlett?
You can find me on TikTok, on Twitch, on Twitter, which Twitter is a little bit different. On Instagram, Snapchat, anything you would love to add me on is Scarlet Rose, but instead of 2 T's, it's 2 X's. It's Scarlex Rose, SCARLEXXROSE, SCARLEXXROSE. But on Twitter, there's 55 added at the end. And also, you can find me on Off the Tops every Wednesday from 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Here tomorrow night, come join me and have some fun.
Absolutely. And I would like to thank our Free Talk Wrestling special guest, Mike. Mike, where can we find you?
Of course, on Twitch, you can find me at All Wrestling for Life, on Clapper, on Insta. I kind of started a YouTube channel. Really didn't go. I'm not really doing much with it yet, but you can pretty much find me on anything. Just put All Wrestling for Life and if I'm on it, you'll all pop up. And then, of course, on Free Talk Wrestling.
Absolutely. And you can find me on TikTok at Cam's Wrestling Corner. And Scarlett, don't make that face. And I have another TikTok page at Call Me Cam G. And you can find me on Instagram